Hey guys, welcome back to Carsoni Means. Today we're going to continue doing our NFL predictions. Today we are going to be doing the Miami Dolphins. I've done all the AFC West, all of the NFC West, and I've done the Jets, and I've done the Patriots, and now we're going to do the Dolphins. And let me just tell you, it's going to be bad. Okay, I know that they're in a transition year. I know they got Tagovailoa. I know that they are set to get much better, but as of right now, I'm looking at their schedule. I mean, they play the Patriots and the Bills twice. They play the Seahawks, 49ers. They play the Cardinals. I mean, they play so many good teams. It'll be just so hard for them to get a win in. And not to mention they're not very good themselves. Yes, their defensive line is bad. I mean, the linebackers are solid, I guess, and their secondary is pretty good. So they're going to be leaning heavily on that defense, especially with Ryan Fitzpatrick as a quarterback. Don't get me wrong, I think that he's pretty good, but he's not good enough to he's really like he'd be a pretty freaking good backup. And then they're going to probably put in Tagovailoa somewhere like between the weeks of 9 and 13. And yes, I am going to predict during this prediction. Part of this prediction is me saying when I think Tagovailoa is going to be in here. And yes, I do think that they are going to put him in the middle of the year. I don't care what rumors you've heard or whatever. Somewhere between week 9 and week 13 is probably we're going to put him in. But we will see. All right. So, and also in their offense, Mike Gesicki is not a very good tight end. If you watch my other videos, I kept on saying that Kenyon Drake was on this team, but no, it's Matt Breida and Jordan Howard. Basically the same thing. My receiving unit is okay, I guess. But I mean, look, in week 1 they go and they're coming in pretty rebuilt team in week 1, going away, going to New England. And I know Cam Newton's just getting into this and everything, but Cam Newton is still a very good quarterback. He's not. It's not like, I know he hasn't played, but it's not like he was injured that whole time. Half the time they just decided to sit him, and it wasn't because he was injured. It was because they thought that Will Grier and what's his name? I already forgot the guy. Oh. And the quarterback that started for them through a bit, they thought he was better. So he's probably still been, staying in shape and everything. And he was a pretty good quarterback. And they don't have too many offensive weapons, so they may lean in heavily on Sony Michel. But I still think they can score a lot of points. And the Patriots have one of the best defenses. So I just don't see Miami winning in week 1. Kind of the same thing with Buffalo. I think that they have a really good offense and a really good defense. Might be a bit underrated in my opinion. All right, then week 3. Thursday night, this could be a very close game. These two teams that I think are kind of on the same level, and I know this isn't talked about a lot, and it may not have anything to do with it, but I think the fact that they just played two really good teams and they go against a pretty bad team does help out Miami a bit, and I feel like Jacksonville really is kind of like they're about to go into a rebuild. Like you can tell when a team's about to go into a rebuild, in the rebuild, then when they're coming out of the rebuild, and then when they're out of the rebuild, of course. Every team kind of has like a few years when they're good, and then they go and they're bad, and then there are a few years when they're good, and they go and they're bad, and of course by a few years I mean like 10. And right now they're going down into it, they're coming out of it, and I just feel like Miami can get the first win. Now they're 1-2, and I mean they've got a tough schedule. I cannot stress this enough that their schedule is tough. I mean, you've got Seattle, who can just blow by teams. 49ers, who made the Super Bowl last year. And then they have another, this is, dang it, on my video I made today, I forgot to do worst case, best case scenario. Whatever. We're going to do that in this game. Week 6 going up against Denver. I mean, Drew Lock's been in, I know, I'm still saying that Ryan Fitzpatrick has been the quarterback for these games. They're on 1-4. Ryan Fitzpatrick won a game here. So this is Ryan Fitzpatrick with Drew Lock, and I feel like the Broncos have a better team around Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock and Ryan Fitzpatrick are kind of, they're kind of on the same level. It'd be really hard for me to tell which one is better and which one is worse without, going into a deep dive like I did for my quarterback rankings video, but of course I've already forgotten about that. But I'm just going to hand it over to Denver because they have, a better team built around them. The Chargers, I mean, I don't know when they put Herbert in, but it definitely could be this game. But I mean, it probably will be this game. And that could push Miami over the edge, but I mean, look at them. I mean, they've got so many good players on that team that I can't just fathom them losing to the Dolphins. Now they're 1-6, and I assure you they're gonna win more games. Don't you worry. And then they go against LA. They're kind of having this really long stretch, and then they kind of get a stretch of games that they definitely could win. We're gonna talk about that in a second. And in week 8, I think. At this point, really, their season's already over. I mean, it feels bad they have such a far-off week 11 bye week. In week 8, going up against the Rams, who are definitely going to take a step up this year, I just don't see them winning this game. It's just, it's just impossible. And in week 9, here they are. This is a game that definitely could win, and they know that they practically have to win out if they got any chance of, having a chance of beating them. And this, I think since they play, I know the Cardinals are going to get much better this season, and they're coming off a bye at home, but they're definitely, after this terrible stretch, they know they want to put them in, but after this really hard first 8 games, and they have a relatively easier last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have, so I think they sit them out for the first 8, and they put them in week 9. Either way, I feel like the Dolphins can win here, even if they have Ryan Fitzpatrick. And at home against the Jets, I just feel like they could split with the Jets here, push them to 3-8. So that really bumped them up. Now they're 3-8. They've gone from a 1-16 team to a 3-8 team, which looks much better. They probably would have liked to sweep the Jets and be 4-7, which would be great for them. But yeah, especially they play the Chiefs, them again. That's just tough right there. Week 13 going up against. Let me check something. Yep. Week 13 going up against the Bengals. I know Joe Burrow is probably better than Tagovailoa is better than Burrow. I'm just not. I remember when I did my rookie quarterback rankings, Tagovailoa was better, and he was better by a lot. And I feel like he can probably adapt better to this situation, and I do feel like this will be a very close game. But I feel like the home field advantage and the fact that they're kind of on. I feel like this is a really good game that could go this way, but I'm feeling it goes this way. So I feel like they're kind of getting. They have momentum for the past 3 weeks. Not that it really matters, and I feel like it carries over to this week, and they win this game. Now, at this point, people are saying, what if they were 5-7, though? And they're kind of doing the same thing that they did last year where they start getting better. And I think they turn in these last... That's not me farting. That's my chair freaking out. I think in these last 3 or 4 games, it's either here or here, they turn into a very formidable team. And I think next year they probably make it very close to making it into the playoffs. But right now, I know I said they're going to be formidable, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to pull off a win against the Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs. And I'm going to let the Patriots sweep them for now. 4-10, Week 16. This is a very, very close game. Looking at it now, the Dolphins definitely have it. This is a game that they could win. I don't know if they want to win it. So I'm going to hand this one to the Raiders here at the end. Very, very close game. And then in Week 17, looking over here, the Bills are going to be they're going to be at the very least 10-5 in this, and 4-11. I feel like at this point, a lot of teams go 5-11. Not very many teams make it as bad as 4-11. So like I said, they're going to be, at this point, they're I think they're a formidable team. And if they can get an early draft spot and add on to that and become possibly a above average to good to like winning this division kind of team, this one game could really help them out. So I'm going to give this one to the Bills. I think they probably throw a lot of these games. I wouldn't be surprised to see them throw this game. And I know it's probably not good for a rookie quarterback to throw some games. But just know that I feel like they could probably win in one of these two games. They could definitely be 5-11, 6-10. We're going to talk about that when we do worst case scenario, best case scenario. So, I mean, I guess we can go ahead and get into worst case scenario, best case scenario. At least you're not as bad as the Jets. I'm going to give you that one. At least you're not 2-14. Anyways, so, fun fact, I'm recording this a day before it airs because I'm going to the beach. So as you're watching this, just think of me lounging on the beach, playing some football or something. Yeah, you know? Watching as my videos automatically get posted. Is it raining? No, it's not. Alrighty, so worst case scenario, I think there's no way they lose that one. They can definitely lose that one. I definitely think that the worst that they can do is that they lose there, and I'm gonna say that 2-14 is the worst that can possibly happen. I'm saying, they go into their bye week, they're 2-8, and either they throw all these games or they just lose all these games. Either way, you understand? So still, I mean. Now let's say best case scenario. I don't see you guys. Actually, I can give you guys that one. I don't see you guys being any better than like this in this area. But over here, y'all could definitely sweep the Jets, and y'all could beat the Raiders. So I'm giving y'all anywhere from 2-14 to 7-9, and my personal ranking is what I think will happen is 4-12. So that's probably not what a lot of people want to hear from me. But right now, this is what it looks like, in my opinion. 4-12 is what I have y'all at. Let me know how wrong I am in the comments. Go ahead and just, tell me just how disgusting this video makes you feel. Just how evil you think I am. And, go ahead. You can make your own, or you can make your own predictions at playoffpredictors.com, and you can send them to me because you can send me as a permalink. You click on this, you have a link right there. That is how I get my link, so I keep the same one. Oh, I don't know why I did that, but yeah. So go ahead. You can send them to me on Twitter, on Instagram. Even if I'm at the beach, because I might have my phone, don't know if I have my computer. But yeah, and if I get 5 of them, you will give me content. I will if I get at least 5 of them, you can send me a whole season, you can send me a team, you can send me 5 different teams, you can send me 4 teams in a whole season, and I will react to them. I'll make a video reacting to them, and I'll shout you out. I will shout everyone who sends me one out. I want someone to send this to me. Alright, also, at the end of this year, I want to have at least 100 subs, okay, man? I have 85. I want 100. Let me just say, I'm very thankful for all the growth I've had. It took me over a year to get to 56 subs, and now it's taken me 3 months in 3 months I've gained 19 subs. The intense growth that I've been seeing, which I know that sounds, such like something a 7-year-old would say, but still, I'm very glad that you guys are enjoying this. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I do have a Patreon. I'm trying to start a podcast. Support me there if you want that. Everything's in the description, I hope. See you guys in the next one, hopefully. Bye.